welcome. Welcome, everybody. Let's find our seats, get started. We're slightly ahead of schedule, which is good. Maybe we'll end ahead of schedule, even nicer. So, thank you for coming to Project 2, our the culmination of our third term, our WMDD students. I'll give a little bit of background about WMDD for those who have not been here before or new to the program, as well as some background on the 4 projects we'll be seeing today. So my name is Tyler Higgs. I'm one of many instructors in WMDD. There's quite a few of our other instructors here. Little wave, other instructors. Wait. All at the back, because that's where we all want to be, sitting in the back. All right, and we have our wonderful IAs here as well. Little wave, IAs. Wait, there we go. Wonderful. Could not do this program without all of our instructors and IAs, absolutely. So, quick land acknowledgement, of course, is we're here at Langara College today, and that we are, I want to acknowledge that we are here located, and that today we're presenting and gathered on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Musqueam nations. So a little bit about WMDD. This is a pretty accelerated program, our 2-year program with a post-degree diploma. And unfortunately, our 3 kind of representatives are not here today, but I'm here and our other instructors are here, so we can always give you more background about the program if you like. But what mobile app design is, we have 2 streams, designer stream, developer stream, and while they do divide, they do come back throughout the terms for these projects. We had our wonderful Project 1 this morning, and then now we have Project 2, which is in their 3rd term. Each term we give a different kind of challenge. And then if you can, next week we have our capstone presentation, which is the 4th term and the final term, where they present, they'll be presenting downtown to industry for feedback, response, and then there's going to be, of course, some networking. So each of these 3 projects is a different challenge. They start brand new every single term, sometimes even with different groups of people, different challenges, different kind of hurdles to overcome throughout the development process. And as part of that, I would like to highlight not just our faculty, I'll actually come back to faculty, is that we have all these projects here, they don't get a huge amount of time like they do, say, in industry. Industry, we might have 4 or 5 months of planning, a year to develop it. Here we have only, in this 12 short weeks, 10 weeks to really design and develop, and that's what we're seeing today. So it's a huge amount of work, and as mentioned, we have many of our faculty that are not here today, so I do want to recognize our faculty, our IAs here. Some of them, you know, some of them, you'll be seeing them next week, but this program could not be done without our faculty here, which all are industry driven. We all come from the field, we're excited about the field, and that's why we try to bring to the classroom and try to help our students get ready for the industry as they inevitably replace us. But that's okay. That's okay. All right, so a little bit again, some background of the program. So this is just the term 3 highlight, though. So there's 1, 2, and 4, of course. But term 3, you can see that our students have divided a little bit. We have our designers taking more of their own design classes, developers taking some of their more development classes, and then they come together in 2 classes only. So there's not actually a lot of time they are working together, and that is part of the challenge. So those of we'll see our guest panelists here, some of them working remote. That kind of prepares you a little bit for that challenge working remotely. You're not always where your coworkers are. So this is part of the challenge that they get to experience here is are they going to be able to meet enough outside of class, make sure we're utilizing our class time when we are together physically as much as possible. It's always going to be a challenge every single term, especially throughout the weeks as you know, we have our ups and our downs with our communication, our collaboration. So this is a huge amount of work that they've put together every single term. It's always incredibly impressive what they can do in such a short amount of time, like we saw this morning with Project 1. We'll see with our Project 2s, and of course next week with Capstone. Every single term, it's just a huge amount of work, a lot of pressure students put upon themselves to really deliver and showcase some software that is not a prototype, but a fully functioning minimum viable product for everyone to see and for them to show off as well on their portfolio, their resumes, to show industry that, yes, this looks cool, but it also is absolutely functional, and that is one of the standouts we like to highlight with our program. All right, so as mentioned, we have in this project a few constraints. One is they have to either utilize or create their own database, and we'll see how each project has chosen a different approach with that. They do all of the research. they come with nothing at the very beginning of the term, and including their team, and they have to research, they have to come up with the ideas, and then Tyler rejects a bunch of your ideas, right? And then we cut down all of your features. Throughout the term, we get our wonderful feature creep. Tyler's got to get rid of that too. And then we work through all the development, all the design, all the testing. And then, of course, once we think we're finished, you have to prepare to present it. And, not all of us are natural presenters, so it's always a huge kind of impressive part that those who are coming up to present, that they're doing this on top of all the design development work that they're doing. So they market it themselves, they showcase it, and this is what we're going to see today. So it's a huge amount of work. Little clap for our students ahead of time. This was a big deal. You should be impressed with what you've put together. So very short amount of time. Now remember, this 12 weeks, only one day a week really are they coming together to work as a group. So please keep them in mind as we're seeing these projects and how impressive it really is with that very short 10-week, really it is a 10-week development timeline when they start. When they end, we do the code freeze because we all did a code freeze, right? Yes, we did. All right, hopefully no projects look different from when I last looked at them. So we do a code freeze and then we do our polish just like you would in an industry experience, but greatly condensed, which is of course the impressive part. So we have 4 projects. Like I mentioned earlier, we have Trak, and this will be the order that we are presenting them. Trak, we have Familiar, FitFound, and Cubie. So a little bit of something for everybody. So Trak is something for small, medium businesses that can use this. Now they will be showcasing one particular business, but the nice part about their project is it could be white labeled, it could be expanded into many others. Familiar is a project for those that, who knows someone that is a little bit older than themselves, possibly? Yeah. So this is for maybe granddad, grandma, someone like that, who is getting on and needs some help to work through the kind of possibly dementia or any kind of disabilities that come with, unfortunately, with age. So a great service there for both caregivers and those that are suffering from that. FitFound is one I think that is very good for our industry. It reflects a lot of what's happening in our time where we might apply for a job and there's always going to be a little bit of, well, we know that there's going to be some kind of discrimination. So this is to combat that, to make sure that those that are looking for a role to be filled, that we fill it based on the competencies and the qualifications rather than someone else's bias. And then Cubie, something in the education space, very, very neat what they've done where they've taken what a lot of us instructors use and they've created their own unique version of how we develop courses. We make courses kind of set up for different students, but they made it kind of a fun way for younger students. But I'll let these projects really showcase each of their 4 parts to you when they demo it. And the demos are very short, so I would encourage all of you to, at the end, I will present their URLs to visit their websites to see all of the work that's actually done. We're only seeing a very, very small sample, super short demo. They could demo this for an hour, but of course we don't have 4 hours. But please go onto their websites, meet the team, download their proposals, see all the wonderful research that has been done. Our panelists, we have, it's very nice to always have our alums come back. We have our panelists all from WMDD. I'm gonna ask them to come up. If the mic's not broken, don't worry about it. One at a time. Diego, do you mind coming up first? And then just a little intro of maybe where they were from WMDD to where they are now. They've been in all of your positions, students, so please come on up. Doesn't have to be long.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, I wasn't really prepared to give a speech, but at least to say hi to everyone over here. It brings so many, so much memories and good times when I was a student over here. I was sitting where you are right now, I know, nervous, knowing that I have to present, maybe I just forget something. But just rest assured, it all passed very quickly. And then in the end, when you need to face the real scenario of working and working in the industry, to be honest, it's pretty much exactly the same as how it was when I was working with our colleagues, with our classmates. Just to say, this program is by far, I would say, the best there is. It really prepares you for what's going to happen next. Obviously, I'm a developer. I am working with programming, I would say 24/7, well, obviously within the working hours, but I am so obsessed about it that I spend hours and hours in front of my computer. And it is so exciting that most of the things that I learned it here, and it gives you a very good foundation to carry on with your work after Langara. So, well, thank you very much for inviting me, and it's a pleasure. And obviously, we can chat afterwards. And good luck with your presentations. I'm sure they are all going to represent a lot of effort that you have put into it. Thanks.
Pooja? Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Pooja and I'm a product designer at Talkshop Live, which is a live streaming e-commerce platform. And I'm also a proud alumna of the WMDD program. So about 1.5 years ago, I was standing right here giving my projective presentation with my teammates and some really good friends. So it's really good to be back here. And I want to say all the best to all the teams who are presenting and take this as a learning opportunity to really upgrade yourself for the upcoming projects you do in next term and even for projects outside Langara. So yeah, really looking forward to the presentations and all the best.
Kartavya? Thank you.
Hello students, my name is Kartavya Bhyana. So I graduated from WMDD in last December 2024. Currently I'm working as a full stack developer at Identos. Last year, I remember I was also presenting my project too in August. So I know that feeling, excitement, nervousness and all those things. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what you guys build in your project. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Bravo.
Hi everyone, it's nice to be here again. I'm a former student. I graduated in June and I'm working with Motion as the senior product designer. And yeah, the program is good. You'll learn a lot. I'm happy to be here and see what you guys are doing. And yeah, congrats.
Flavia? Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Flavia. I graduated in 2023, and I've been working as a product designer for a while. And the last year was working as a senior product designer in Canada. And I've been working with a lot of what you guys are doing, data visualizations, dashboards. So I took a look on your project and I'm really excited to see how you're gonna present it. Just have fun, relax. We are doing this together. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, panel. Very, very gracious of them all to come back and share their thoughts and their experience. And absolutely, please network with them afterwards. Learn from what they've done post their graduation. There's always a lot of great conversations that can happen there. So I'm not going to take up any more time. We want to go right into the presentation. So I'm going to invite Trak to come up to the podium first.
Hello, everyone. My name is Christian. I am a front-end developer here at Trak. We are a SaaS product on a mission to help small businesses save money and run efficiently. So, small cafes lose on average about $30,000 from wasted ingredients and a lack of efficient inventory management. And also, existing POS systems kind of overwhelm their users with a lot of features, complex reports, and a lack of focus on waste management. That's why we have built Trak, an inventory management solution designed to help these small businesses track stocks, organize items, and manage their inventory. We do this through our simplified checkout system, our smart cataloging with AI, waste tracking and analytics, and real-time alerts and dashboards. Making these features make Trak the ideal platform for small businesses that are looking for a simple, and accessible solution. Now on to our market analytics.
Yeah, so as we all know, we love going to cafes. There's around 7,000 independent cafes in Canada alone. So obviously we have a huge market that we could cater to. And most of the softwares these cafes currently are using are very high fee, but the value they provide are very low. And the features are too complex for most of them to understand in time and make full use of it. And these are some of our competitors, and as you can see, they're not offering waste tracking, consumption mapping, and environmental reporting that we provide, along with our other basic features, and we are combining the POS with the inventory tracking. So now that you know a little about our application, let's jump in the demo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alex. I'm a UX UI designer for Trak. And for this demo, I'm going to pretend I'm the manager of our local coffee shop already using Trak. So first of all, I'm going to sign into my account. I just received a new product. It's 4 bottles of lavender syrup. And since we've never had lavender syrup before, I need to add them to the inventory from scratch. So I will go to the catalog tab, then inventory, then click add new, and fill out all the required fields. I'll set the quantity and choose the unit, let's say liters. And done. Now I just need to add this new syrup to the syrups option from which customers customize their drinks. Next, I want to create a new drink for the summer menu. It's a vanilla milkshake. So again, from catalog, but this time in the menu category, I will click add new, type the name and the category, and I'm gonna use AI to suggest the ingredients from my inventory items and their quantities. Select the image. And here I can customize the options. I want customers to choose the size, type of milk, and syrups. Good. Oh, here comes our first customer of the day. Hi, what can I get for you?
Can I get a vanilla milkshake, please?
Of course. Is regular milk okay?
Yes, please.
Would you like to add syrup to your drink? We have vanilla, orange, and lavender syrup.
I would like lavender syrup, please.
Good. What size would you like?
You guys have regular?
Yes. Is it for here or to go?
For here, please.
How would you like to pay?
With card, please.
Okay.
Ready.
Here it is. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
What happened?
Boss, sorry, I spilled the regular milk.
Be careful, Timmy. It's
Sorry.
okay. Don't worry. I need to report the loss as a waste. So I will go back to inventory, select waste, and add the bottle of regular milk. I will enter the quantity and the reason, and as you can see, the inventory adjusts right away.
Excuse me, this milkshake tastes a bit weird.
Oh, sorry about that. Let me see. Timmy, are you sure you use regular milk for the milkshake?
Yes, of course, it says right here, look, regular milk.
Timmy, this is rice milk.
What?
Can you see?
Does it say?
Sorry about that. Would you like a refund or a new milkshake?
I have to go, so I'll just get a refund.
Okay, sorry about that.
Getting fired.
We'll talk about that later. Okay, so to fix the report, I go to dashboard, then waste, and look for the report I just made. I'm gonna delete it and select the correct type of milk. Now, let's check the inventory to make sure everything looks right. Regular milk is back to its previous levels, and rice milk is now at 2, which equals the part level. Part level is the minimum level I have to have every time. Equals the part level of 2. And I also want to make the waste report for the wrong milkshake. So from menu this time, I will click on waste report. And this time, the reason is wrong order. Next, let's say I want to check how many lattes I sold last month. So I'm going to go to Dashboard tab, select Sales, sort by month view, and I can see I only sold 4 lattes. Not good. I just received a notification. Let's see what it is. Okay, it's an alert letting me know we are low on rice milk because, as you remember, Timmy spilled the rice milk. So I can mark it as red, or if I want, I can delete it. And that's it. With just a few taps, I manage inventory, customize the menu, process a sale, track performance, and report the waste, all from one place.
Thank you so much, Alex. I hope we don't have a Timmy at our workplace. Now, moving on to our sitemap. So, and now you've seen the application in action. That's the final version, but we had to go through a long, detailed process. Even before beginning, this is our sitemap where we discussed all our features and how we could make them possible and easily understandable to our users and avoid any of the complexion. These are our low fidelity wireframes, and we got them tested from real life target audience who were working in the industry to get feedback that would mean the most and would make sense to them to have that kind of application in their workplace. And after their feedback, this is the final mockups that we came up with. And as you can see, there is a lot of improvements, and thanks to our target audience and their feedback.
Our logo is a word mark, meaning the brand name itself is a logo, and we don't have any additional graphics or symbols. We also decided design a logo mark combining the initials R and T. For the Thai font, we chose Fig Tree, which is a sans serif that feels professional and welcoming at the same time. For the color palette, we wanted to make something warm and also neutral to avoid competing with the product images of the customers using the app. And for the software, for the design, we use Figma, Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, and Procreate. For the UI kit, we wanted to design with clarity and consistency in mind. Components use clear strokes, and we also created our own icons that follow the same design principle.
Hello everyone, I'm Hengame, a full-stack developer in Trak. For the development parts in the backend, we used Node.js, Express, MongoDB, and Supabase for the database. For front-end, we used React.js, TanStack for getting queries easier. For styling, we use Tailwind CSS, and for our component, we use Material UI. The additional technologies we use are Socket.io for getting real-time alerts, Chart.js, Gemini API, JSON Web Token, and GitHub for version control. In our component tree, we try to use reusable components as much as possible to make sure avoiding unnecessary re-rendering across the application, and it improves both performance and maintainability for us. In our data model, also is designed to organize and manage the data information efficiently. It defines how different data elements are related to each other, helping us to ensure consistency, reduce repetition, and support a smooth operation across the application.
Thank you so much. Now that you have seen how much time and effort we have put into this application, and it looks really flawless, it's safe to say you're all ready to pay me $89 a month for all features included, one location, and there are no hidden fees because we want to be transparent to you all. And in our growth plan, you will get all of these along with 3 more locations. Again, no hidden fee and priority support, and I will sing you happy birthday personally on every weekend. Data privacy was a big concern for us, and we followed GDPR principle to make sure all your data is secure. There are no hidden ways where we can use your data, unlike some organizations. Meta, who said that? Sorry, not cool. Anyway, yeah, and we constantly, because we are using AI and we are aware of the issues it has with the carbon footprint, and we are making continuous effort to make the use efficient and minimal, so we reduce the carbon footprint for not just only for us, but for our users as well. For our future features, we will be providing multi-batch expiry tracking, which will help the users to manage multiple purchase orders for the same item and handle multiple expiry dates at the same time as well. AI-powered restocking, right now you saw AI in action, but it only offered suggestions for the menu items. But in the future, it will give you suggestions to restock based on your sales trend and the market trends as well, and size-based inventory tracking. So that is all. And one for the people you didn't get to meet: Saori, our lead UI UX designer; Yuki, our project manager and full stack developer; and I am not Timmy, I'm Namit, lead full stack developer in Trak. Thank you.
Thank you, team. I'm going to pass the mic first to our panelists. Any questions, feedback that you'd like to provide the team?
Hi team. So very well presented demo. So I want to ask the question about scalability. So can you go to the tech stack page? So I can see you are using Supabase with MongoDB.
Yeah.
So let's say if your users just reach like 1 million users, then what kind of changes you're going to make into your tech stack to keep your app up and running for the million users?
We plan, if that fortunately happens, and we will be so glad for that, we plan on moving on to a more diverse with possibly PostgreSQL, just because of its wide accepted range and so efficiency. And on top of that, we will be using Redis to provide the minimal data without any delays, because as you said, million users is a lot. Yeah.
And any specific reason to use Supabase with MongoDB?
We had used Supabase before for the image bucket. That's all we are using for, and the same reason we are using it for, just for the ease of access, because we had only 12 weeks to work on.
Thank you.
No problem.
Hey team, congrats. It was an amazing presentation. I had a lot of fun with the role playing. Yeah. So I work in this business, the food industry, and I can say that this communication between back of the house, front of the house, it's a really complex dance, right? And I'm glad to see that you were trying to solve a lot of problems. So yeah, kudos for that. Amazing idea. I have one consideration about your logo. Can you go back to the logo page, please? I love that you're describing this infinite symbol as this communication, right? Between back of the house and front of the house. That's brilliant. I think like the horizontal one, you don't need this, right? I think the simple, the simple one is doing the job, and I'm saying this just because the track, it's not very clear that it's an A. But when they're together, then it makes sense. When they're separate, I'm not so sure. But yeah, great job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
First of all, great job, team. I really love the presentation, the way you made it humorous with all that interactions and role playing. Talking about the design, I definitely like the logo, the way it's really modern and clean and very matches the brand overall. And just a few things I noticed on the design. I saw on your first page where you were entering a new product, the input for a unit management was like an input field, not a drop down. So I'm curious to know what was the reason behind that.
Sorry,
For what field? In the demo?
Right, add a new product. Mm-hmm. And the unit of measurement I saw it's an input field, but people can make spelling mistakes. Like someone might type LITRE, someone might type LITER. So how will you handle that kind of discrepancy?
This is because this is made to, every customer is going to design its own measures. He could pick, or she could pick, for example, to have the unit of measure to be a pack, not liters, not anything, or a 12-pack or whatever. And then once you save it once, you can choose it when you add a new product and choose the same type of. Not being clear, right? Yeah. Like you get to pick your own unit of measurement.
I see.
And then.
Yeah, that makes sense. Perfect.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure that
It
that's
doesn't matter
accounted
if
for.
it's liters or LT or L or whatever. You get to choose the unit, and then it's your decision.
Just one more thing. On the catalog page for inventory, you had those 4 icons on top, right? Yeah, above the oat milk image. So I would really suggest to make this interface a bit more user-friendly for first-time users. I would consider adding labels for those icons because the first-time user will not know what those means, right?
Yes.
They have to hit and try and really see what it does. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
But otherwise, really good job.
Thank you.
Well, like my colleague said, amazing presentation. It was great fun, looking at all the role playing and everything. So well done on that part. Can you go to the tech stack again, please? Yeah, I have a question more than a comment here. Well, I see this is going to be again about databases. I know you're using MongoDB and Superbase, and I heard that you're using Superbase mostly for images, right?
Yes.
Which means basically MongoDB is being used for pretty much everything that has to do with transactions and all the elements. Well, my question first of all is, why did you decide to go for a non-transactional database, knowing that it is mostly point of sale, and obviously it requires to have consistency in terms of like transactions and inventory and all those things. So I would like to understand what the decision was behind that to use MongoDB instead of like SQL or any other transactional database. Yeah, so if you can just answer that.
Yeah, so we basically a good suggestion, but we had only limited time, and all of us were pretty much new to the backend, and we wanted to do something that was less. I don't want to say SQL is complicated, but yeah, again, and as compared to a NoSQL database, it's much easier to understand, and we had a similar structure in previous term as well. So and just for the ease of access, we tried to choose stick with Mongo. Yeah, but yeah, having SQL would make a lot more sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we always had that discussion. Kartavia and I, we were in the same team most of the time, and we always had these discussions on where is MongoDB or any other SQL, good for this or that. Yeah. And great job with the AI integration. I really loved it, and I think you guys did an amazing job on the back end and obviously on the front end too.
Hey. Congratulations for your work. I know it's hard and it's so fast-paced. And yeah, you made it work, which is the first thing. I have some feedback. I think that the other designers have commented on some of the stuff that I was thinking of. But you guys had this AI button. Can I see it again, please?
Yeah.
So yeah, you could improve the padding there. It looks weird. It's a small detail, but like once you put all this like fine tuning, everything will look better. Yeah. Then that's one thing. It's very silly, but it makes difference. And yeah, I noticed that in your notifications, I guess, there was... what's the purpose of those 3 dots icons right there?
It's for one specific notification. Like if you only want to mark one as read or delete only one, because there will be multiple here.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Just to trigger one.
Makes sense. Yeah, I was just wondering because, yeah, I didn't know what the thing was there. Yeah, other than that is nice. I think you could like put some love like in the typography hierarchy because sometimes, for example, the name of your products are very important and they're kind of blending with the description of the stuff that is done. So you can improve it a little bit and maybe exploring like some accent color that could help, like to highlight the most important actions that you have in your UI. But yeah, other than that, it's nice. I like it. Yeah, well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, panel. Very, very insightful feedback. Always great to have that from our alums. Questions from the audience? Paul?
Hello. So I'm actually going to jump off of what Raul said of the accent colors. I really agree with that there could be some accent colors. And I think what I would have loved to see, and maybe you have a response to this, I'm not sure. I know you did some user testing, and I know that you have at least one in industry that's working in this particular field. I don't know if it's one or more, but it's definitely one at least. The thing I started thinking is that speaking to the AI generation, I'm not necessarily sure about the value of that to the customer, well, the client in this case. And I wonder if it would have been more optimal to give some love to accentuation and maybe using that accentuation for the onboarding process. Because my suspicion is, and this is also based on my experience, which I worked with Tyler in this field before, a lot of your customers, Saori is really smart. I'm sure she'd figure it out. She's technologically mature. But a lot of your customers might not be very technologically mature, especially the cafe owners. So I could kind of foresee them maybe hopping on and going, what do I do first? I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do with this. And the fear with that is then they go, if I don't know how to do it, they're going to blame you, not themselves. And they're probably just going to put it down and say, well, I'll just keep doing what I was doing before. And then they might ask for their money back or whatever. So I would just say that maybe for all teams in the future, just a suggestion is to, like the AI generation thing, it sort of feels like that was a throw-in, toss-in thing at the end. And I don't know how much value it actually provides to the client. Would have loved to see more accentuation for maybe showing people what to do next. So like, here, click this button, then click this button. And then eventually through that usage, you can see that, oh, they've used it enough. Maybe that user profile has used it enough. You can give them an option to turn that off or something like that, right? So I don't know what your comment is there, if you have one, but I know that you said you did some user testing and usage testing, customer discovery interviews. So I don't know if there's a comment of like, oh, well, and shut up, Paul, because all of our users knew how to use it. But that's just my comment based on my own. And I know Tyler's and I worked in this field together, so I know that comes up.
All clients are great. All right, so.
Do they have a comment to that?
Yes.
Did you?
Regarding the AI thing, yeah. So our target is not just small cafes, but small restaurants as well. And for our target audience, what they had in mind that inventory could be infinite. Like if we go doing this with a long list, we're just going to keep scrolling, and there's no easy way for it. And with AI, what we're doing is not just finding the items from your existing inventory, but based on the unit that you have entered there, AI also offers what's the appropriate quantity for that inventory. So you don't have to go through all of the process. Yeah, but again, I agree with your point, having a tutorial for the first-time users would make it so much easier.
The first thing I think.
Yeah. Yeah, having a tutorial.
Sorry, yes, so I was just saying that first-time user, I wouldn't necessarily know what that means. So the challenge that happens is if I don't know what it means, I might never use it, and I might never understand the value of having that button there. I'm sure we've all used softwares before where there's buttons on it where you don't know what it's for, we never use it. And then one day you click it and you're like, oh, that's what that does. Yeah, so something kind of, maybe even the first time like, hey, try it out. Like, check this out. Yeah, something like that.
Thank you.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions, comments, feedback from anyone?
Just noticed one thing here. I saw you have used different type of sentence cases for CTAs. Some have all caps and some have sentence case. So that's also something you need to keep in mind in order to make your whole interface consistent. So yeah, just a small thing, but to be taken care of in future.
That's something that we definitely slipped. Yeah.
Thank you. Pardon me. Thank you. Any other comments, feedback from? Yes.
Yeah, I was just like looking this screen, and I got a question. Why did you put the main navigation on top and the other one in the side this way? What's the purpose behind it?
You mean we have like the 4 features on top?
Yeah.
And then inside each one of those, we have this.
The sidebar, right?
The sidebar, yes.
Yeah. Why did
Like-
you put the main one on top? That's my question, and not on the side.
I don't know, maybe just to not take an important part of the screen out all the time, because maybe 90% of the time, customer is going to be on checkout, for example. So you don't need to see the navigation that we have on top. You don't need to see it all the time.
I see.
And taking space, like valuable space.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. Yeah, miss.
for example, this is the screen that you will see most of the time.
Uh-huh.
So if we had that menu in the left, we will be taking too much valuable space all the time that we don't need to.
I get it. Can you click your logo?
It's not doing nothing.
So how do you go back to the previous screen?
Catalog.
Oh, I see. And can you move out your cursor from the navigation? Oh, no. Maybe it was a bug. Yeah, it wasn't highlighting before. That was my question. I didn't know where in which tab you were.
Showing, right? It's no way.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. Okay, no, just the question.
We're going to take the rest offline. Thank you, though. Thank you, team. We're going to move to the next one. Going to invite the familiar team to come to the front.
Hi everyone, I'm Pachola Magna, project manager and developer of Project Familiar. Did you know there are over 770,000 Canadians that are affected with dementia? That's over 1.75% of the population, and it keeps on increasing every year. On the other side of the coin, dementia caregivers provide over 26 hours of care every week. Compare that to caregivers of other health issues that only provide 17 hours of care. A bigger burden rests on the shoulders of dementia caregivers. And finally, informal caregivers, the ones that are family members of dementia patients, provide over 600 million hours of unconditional care every year. There is a strain in dementia care, and this is a problem that requires a solution. And Project Familiar is proud to announce one. Mayank?
Hello everyone, I'm Mayank Abral, full stack developer at Project Familiar. Meet Familiar, a web-based platform designed for caregivers and the patients they care for, providing a suite of features that streamline daily care and support cognitive engagement. Let's have a look at our features. Familiar provides various features for both caregivers and patients. Caregivers can create and manage patient accounts, view them on the dashboard, and provide data for their photo library. On the other hand, patients can view reminders, play memory-engaging games, and record their feelings through diary entries, with caregivers able to view patient diary entries. You see, we have lots of features. So let's have a look at our competitors. When we compare Familiar with solutions in the market, several key differentiators emerge. Let's go over a few. Unlike our competitors, we offer a dual interface design that serves both caregivers and patients equally. In addition to having memory engaging games and a library of family profiles, we go beyond basic care by helping staff understand each patient's emotional well being through diary entries. This puts Familiar in a unique position that offers lots of tools for both caregivers and patients. Now, let's have a look at Familiar in action.
As Mayank discussed, Familiar is composed of two portals, Patient Portal and Caregiver Portal. The Caregiver Portal acts more as a CMS for the Patient Portal. Let's start with that. Here's Pretty.
Hi everyone, my name is Preeti. I'm the lead developer and the full stack developer in this project.
Yes, but Pretty won't be our lead developer this time. For today, in this scenario, she will be a caregiver in one of the care homes in Vancouver. Pretty starts her shift and logs in. And the first thing she sees is the dashboard filled with all of the patients that she created in this caregiver account. The dashboard also shows the soonest reminders and cognitive scores of each patient. Pretty looks up Carl, one of her newest patients, just to see if he has already played the cognitive game today. Aha, the last time he played is July 31. So Pretty goes to the schedule library to enter a reminder for Carl, to remind him to play the cognitive game. Our Project Familiar's schedule feature is synced between the patient portal and the caregiver portal. So every schedule you see here appears in the patient's device as well. Oh, after Pretty created the schedule, she noticed that there's another schedule for today. Carl's family will be visiting him in a few minutes. After Carl's family visited him, Pretty decided to share them the diary entries of Carl. Project Familiar's diary feature doubles not just as a digital library for the patient, and also as a monitoring tool for both the caregiver and the patient and the family member. Next, the family member decides to share them pictures of Kevin, Carl's grandson. So she heads to this relations library where all of Carl's relative profiles are stored. This provides an organized way for the patient to view all of his loved ones in an organized and informative library. After this, the family leaves, satisfied. Customer success has been achieved. And Pretty logs out and continues her work in the care home, busy with other duties. This is a perfect opportunity to shift to the patient's perspective. Let's log into the patient portal. If you notice, there's no registration button because with Familiar, the Familiar's philosophy is not to burden the patient with the lengthy registration process and having to memorize the password because they're elderly and they have dementia. So in real-life scenarios, it will be the caregiver that will be logging in the patient. So Carl visits Familiar because he was told that there are new pictures of his grandson, Kevin. But before that, he visits the schedule feature because he wants to check if he has forgotten any reminders for today. Aha, he should be playing the game today, but he hasn't. But before that, before he launches the game, he really wants to check the pictures of his loved ones. Satisfied, he goes on to launch the game. Does anybody here play Kahoot? Good, because Familiar recognizes the importance of cognitive games. It is said to be one of the most effective ways in delaying the progression of dementia. Not only that, we mixed it with the relations library, so the patient will not only be exercised mentally, but also remember his loved ones. So, who could this be? This time let's try Laura. It looks like a Laura. Incorrect, but it's okay. With Familiar, there's always a second chance. Let's try again. Oh. How about Robert? Oh, finally, this is the correct answer. Now, Carl is satisfied that he got a correct answer. He's pretty tired and he wants to rest. But before that, he wants to go to the diary and enter his thoughts for the day. After this, he finally sleeps and goes to rest. Now, why do we switch back to our caregiver, Pretty? She is still busy with her task, but she wants to check up on her patients. So she logs in, but this time through mobile. She looks up Carl and sees that he has finally played the game today. Patient monitoring and management just made easier with Familiar. Now that you've seen how Familiar works, why do we see why Familiar looks this way? Tejinder?
Thank you, Pacholo. My name is Tejinder. I am UI UX designer and also a part of a Familiar project. Let's talk about our branding. Our branding shows care and trust. As you see from the logo, we have two human figures, shows connections, relationships, and mutual care, like a caregiver do for a patient. And also we have two hands forming a heart shape represent to a companion, love, and emotional support. And also the heart inside the window represent to the comfort and safety. Moving to the UX kit. We have created primary, secondary, and destructive buttons with large contrast and large touch target for ease of use. For the typeface, we have chosen Atkinson Hyperlegible for the heading and UTP Gothic for the body text. For the color palette, we have chosen calm blue, warm red, and neutral tones to promote clarity, comfort, and visual accessibility. We also created simple and clean icons which enhance the usability for all users and leave a room for the future interface component. Moving to the UX design, we have created low and high fidelity wireframes. First, we made simple rough sketches with basic layout, without any detailed design elements. After that, we came up with the final product with real images, accurate spacing, and color with detailed design elements. These helps designer to show the actual look of our final products. So this is how our Familiar is designed. For the next, I would like to call Preeti for the tech stack.
Thank you, Tejinder. So we use Trello for the project management where we tracked all our tasks. On the design side, we used Figma for all the wireframes, and we used Photoshop and Illustrator for the presentation and our project proposal. Our website is hosted on Vercel, and we are using GitHub for the version control. Our database is Supabase and MongoDB. We are using Chakra UI component for Chakra UI for styling our components, and Node.js, Next.js is our backend. So now Pacholo will explain the system architecture in detail.
Going deeper into Familiar system, the system architecture is centered around the use of Next.js, which provides us both a front-end and back-end routing, where the back-end is directly connected to MongoDB, which provides us the primary storage database, and Supabase as our provider for authentication services, as well as image storage. This completes the circle of two systems and their back-end providers. You've seen that Familiar has multiple features for both caregivers and patients. But just like in real life, things can always be better. So first in our roadmap will be the web push notifications. This will provide us the capability to give real-time notifications for both caregivers and patients when a schedule arrives. Next is a colorblind mode. Since a majority of our users are elderly people with failing eyesight, this would really increase the usability of our app. Last but not the least is the family portal, which would help family members directly upload relations profiles and also monitor the diary entries of their loved ones. But to make these future features feasible, let's discuss Familiar's business strategy. Familiar's primary goal is to be the main dementia app of care homes and other care institutions. And thanks to these partners, Familiar's family version app could be made available for free in all major platforms, which would make it accessible to families that couldn't afford the care homes in the very first place. This would contribute a better and brighter future for dementia care. Thank you everyone for listening to our demonstration. I'd like to thank our lead developer, Pretty, who developed front-end and back-end of our project, as well as developed the schedule feature. Next is Mayank, who developed the dashboard, Johnson and Kento, who developed the diary feature, and yours truly, who developed the relations library and game feature. And lastly, our designers, Sahil and Tejinder, who designed the UI. Once again, this is Project Familiar. Thank you.
Questions from our panelists or comments?
Team, congrats. Yeah, such a sensitive theme, right? And sensitive target audience as well. So let me do a couple comments on your project. So yeah, elderly are a very sensitive target audience. And I think when you showed me all the interface to be used from the elderly, I think things need to be extra large on the screen, right? I also miss seeing this in the mobile as well. I know time constraints. Sometimes we don't have time to plan for all the devices, but maybe mobile first, I don't know. I think we might have some research on this, like what's the device elderly use the most, right? And yeah, and about so I have a couple comments about colors as well and accessibility in general. Be extra careful with reds, right? When you're dealing with a caregiver or a home care environment, right? Reds sometimes, for example, if it's an old person having access to more apps or more equipment, right? Red sometimes raise alert, right? Sometimes red is not a good color. So be extra careful with that. And also, I saw that you were planning, to do the color blind mode for like a feature. What if we like voiceover as well, right? Like, I think you can be more, I don't know, like suggest more, things on the accessibility side of things, right? Like more contrast, more ways to also to present the feature, right? And one final thing is, I think we have different ways to represent Windows. And this one is really similar to Microsoft, so extra careful again. Okay, and yeah, overall, nice presentation, congratulations, and yeah, it's a big project, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, really good job, team. I like the idea you chose for your project. I totally agree with the points that you mentioned about the logo and other things. In addition to that, I want to mention, I think you are using your primary dark blue color a bit too much. I think that can be toned down a little. I think that was used at a lot of places. The sidebar was totally dark blue, so that's where my attention was going again and again. So that's something to keep in mind. You should preserve your primary color for important things like call to actions. And something about CTS I noticed was inconsistency. I noticed there were pill-shaped buttons somewhere, and somewhere you had rounded buttons with rectangle shape. So yeah, keep that in mind for next time. And definitely want to emphasize the thing about keeping your text sizes larger when you are designing for this kind of target audience. So yeah, overall great job, and yeah, well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, great job on the project. I know that time constraints are always, difficult when you're trying to put an entire project in. Well, they say 10 weeks. It's not really 10 weeks. We all know that. But nevertheless, it is important to focus on certain things about functionality that should come first. I totally agree that, for instance, designing as well as developing mobile first is definitely the way to go, especially for the devices that everyone is using. And it's very hard for you to see an elderly person sitting in front of a computer. They're mostly going to use mobile devices. So that's one thing. Second thing is that it is, I guess, pretty important to focus on the disability that comes with age, right? So I would have loved to see, well, I know this is mostly design and more than development, but I would love to see a different, completely set of colors, for instance, for the elderly people's portal. I would have loved to see, obviously, bigger images, bigger icons, a completely different layout in that sense, and as well with functions that are actually important for them. It's very difficult for them, for instance, to type, especially mobile devices. So voice recognition for the diary, for instance, would have been a very important feature to have. But yeah, other than that I know that you are all thinking of future development for all these elements. Yeah, but these things, I think you could have prioritized, to have them in place, especially thinking of them as the target audience. Yeah, other than that, great job, and yeah. Good.
Hey, then yeah, I have some feedback for the design. I think you could contrast better the access buttons, because you have two ways to access the platform, right? And I think they were the same color, which is confusing because you don't know which action you should follow. Like it's kind of weird that it's the same color. I think you could explore simplifying your logo. It has too many elements. Then imagine that for an elder person. I don't know if they are gonna see that window in the small device. So I think you can simplify that, and that's good. Yeah, differentiate the access. The login screen was a bit confusing. You had all the login form on the right, and then on the left you had another button with like kind of the same hierarchy stating like register here or something like that. And it's difficult because both of them were drawing my attention. I'm a person that understands technology. So imagine that for someone that has no experience or is not really like literate with using platforms. And talking about that, I was thinking about like elder people, and yeah, definitely for elderly, yeah, you need bigger fonts, you need simple interface, because it has like this business dashboard looking, and I think it's not ideal for an elder person. You need to make it super simple, like no space for confusion. So it's good. It's your project too, right? And then you take all the feedback and apply for the next project, and next one will be better. But good job. I know it's hard. It's a lot of stuff. So congrats.
Thank you.
Hi team. So my question is regarding the accessibility. So mostly when we build some healthcare kind of application in the industry, we need to take care that this app is accessible to all the users. So I see that you guys have a quiz section in your for the patient portal where the patient can select the answers for the images.
Yes.
So is that section is accessible via keyboard? Can a user access the section via keyboard and submit the answer via keyboard?
At this point, no. Yes.
Okay, because
can only be accessed through mouse.
Yeah, so you can just keep that thing in mind, because in the industry we use this method to so that the portal is accessible to all kind of users. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. That's a good idea.
Thank you, panel. Very insightful feedback. More feedback from our audience. At the back, Reza, can we run I will run the mic.
Yeah, I think it has a great potential. There's only one area that you mentioned regarding the logging of the patient that it's going to be hard for them, so caregiver login for them. I think you can look into biometric mechanism to log in. There are certain features also in the browser available, obviously in the mobile devices as well, so that makes them more independent to log into the system. But overall, it's a very good idea, a very good app, actually.
Thank you.
Thank you. One of our future features is actually Magic Link.
One more feedback question. Oh, do you?
Yeah, I want to echo quickly what Diego said. I'm actually going through this right now with my grandfather-in-law, and I don't think typing is something that he would ever consider doing. So the first thing I thought of for, I think probably almost a most important future feature would be audio dictation, especially when I also think about the diary. Just being able to say, like, here's how I felt, because he's not going to go through a long like diary, like, oh my God, I saw Becky today, it was amazing. Like he's just going to say like, yeah, I didn't feel so good, and this is what happened, and I needed a milkshake, and blah, blah, blah. The other thing, when we're talking about accessibility, one of the things that I think would be really important here too, is we're talking about dementia and people not remembering things. I would have loved to see some functionality around actual reminders of like, almost similar to what I said for the first team, is how do they know what to do? So first, they need to remember to log into the app. Second, and that's probably going to be prompted by the caregiver, like, hey, here's your tablet, make sure you log in, it's time to log in for the day, blah, blah, blah. But then once they're in there, if they're left to their own devices, they're going to have to know what to do next, and they might not remember to check the schedule. They might not remember. So I think they need some prompts, some very clear, large prompts like, hey, first thing to do is this. Good job. Now check this, right? And that positive reinforcement for people in care homes and suffering from these challenges, they really need those moments of positivity in their day. So I think that would have been two things that could have really elevated it to the next level.
Fantastic. Thank you, team. We're going to move to the next one just for timing. All right. So our next group coming up is FitFound. A little bit of background while they are setting up. Come on up. Is that this is a space that many of our panelists might already be familiar with. Those of us in industry familiar with when you apply for jobs. You know, we see 500, 600, something 1,000 people apply for a job, and you hope you're getting into that final kind of filtering group and for the interviews. And a lot of times you should be, but because of individual bias, you know, we cannot control who is the person on the other side. Often we miss that opportunity. So this is to help combat that, which is a very interesting idea. So team, go ahead.
Hi everyone. Today we are here to present our project FitFound. I am Sukhbir, project manager and front-end developer. Meet my team: Vipul, lead developer; Hitin, Cindy, our developers team; and Shubham, our designers team. Many of us have already been to the hiring process where we submit a number of resumes targeting certain jobs and just hoping for a single callback. And on the other side, employers get piles of resumes to go through just to find the best fit candidates. This process have some really big flaws. 50% of resumes received are from unqualified candidates, which means there is more time waste from employer side. 70% of resumes are being rejected by ATS without even getting any human contact, which means the qualified candidates get unnoticed sometimes. 30% of the job seekers inflate their experience or skills on their resumes. So basically there is a lack of like verified insights. And among all these issues, there is another big concern. So I have a question for you. So does Emily and Greg are more employable than Lakeisha and Jamal? No, right? Just based on the names, you can't identify, you can't distinguish which person is best fit for this role and which one is not. But as per the recent studies from National Bureau of Economic Research, white-sounding names get more attention than those of the Afro-American ones. And the same pattern can be seen in Canada as well. So to tackle all these issues, we have come up with FitFound. So FitFound is a job matching platform which is designed to flip the traditional hiring system. We allow employers to find candidates instead of the other way around. So candidate will create their profile only once, no more endless curating resumes. They have an option to verify their experience from their previous or current employers. We use AI-based smart candidate matching to ensure we match best fit candidates as per the employer's job description. And we withhold candidates' personal information as in name or nationality or profile picture so that the hiring process is unbiased and the candidate selection should only be based on the qualifications. On the competitor side, we have several different platforms in this space like Indeed, Hired, or LinkedIn. LinkedIn seems like a social media platform nowadays. So our key features are what distinguish us from the other platforms: AI-based smart candidate matching, unbiased hiring process, one-time universal profile, and getting your prior work history verified. Now let's get straight into the demo.
Hi guys. So we have two sides. On your left hand side, on the mobile side, we have the employer, and on the web we have the candidate. So we'll first go with the candidate side. So we'll just sign up. Okay, so we will have two options: to fill the details manually or to upload resume. So we'll go with the resume one, and we'll upload our resume. So our resume has been uploaded and passed successfully. So when we'll go next, and we'll see that our details are here from the resume. Some details won't be there because resume cannot hold every information. So we'll fill that details manually. And we have all different sections for every tab. We'll go next to work experience, and we'll edit the experience level because we do not have experience level on our resume. So we'll have to edit that. These are education from the resume, and we'll select our preferred role and our preferred package. After creating our profile, we'll land to the dashboard of the candidate, and we'll see that we have a profile score over here, which is based on our resume and the details we have filled. And we can see that we have some suggestions that we can improve our profile score from. And right now, you can see that there is no views and invitations as we just created the profile. So we'll just head to the employer dashboard. And over here, you will be able to see the available candidate for the available the roles. And now let's hire a candidate. We'll go to the search bar, and we'll fill the all mandatory details. And when we select a title, and our skills will be pre-filled. We can type the salary from here. So we can type the skills, and when all the fields are filled, there will be a suggestion option in the job description. We can just tap that, and it will generate a job description for us, and we can also edit that as well. And we'll just tap on find match, and it will match a candidate based on the details we just filled from the Gemini API. So we can just view the details of the receiving candidate, and we can see that if that candidate matches our job description, and we can just send them an invite. And now back to the dashboard of the candidate, we have received a notifications, you have received a new invitation from company, and you can also go to the connection tab, and you can see that there is an invitation, and you can check the details, the person contacting you, and the company information, and we'll just accept the connection from that company, and it will be appeared in our accepted connections. Now we can head back to the employer dashboard, and we can go to the connections tab to see who accept our request. So now we can see Neha has accepted, and now we can see the detail has been showed to the employer, the phone number, email, and the full name, which was not previously there when the employer searched for the candidate. Now, if they will be able to contact them through the email or the phone number, and once they hire them, they can just come back to our portal, and they can hire the subject. And after hiring, we'll go back to the dashboard, and on candidate dashboard, we can see that you have been hired by that company, and now the view and invitation has already been updated, and now we can go to the my profile. In our work history tab, we can see that there is you have been hired, so you need to kindly update the work experience, that the position you are in right now. So we will just update it, and we'll save that information. After saving that information, we can go to the verifying badge option. And here, now we have been hired by the company, so we'll be able to see the company we have been hired by, and we can send them a request to verify our employment. So we'll do that now, and we have received notification for that. We will go back to the employer, and we can see that here Neha has sent us the request, and we can see the detail, and we can just verify it. And back to the candidate, in my profile, I can see in my work history, the work status has been verified. And now that you have been hired and you want to improve your profile, you can go to the insights page, and you can see your profile views, your recommended actions based on AI. So that's all for the demo.
Thanks, guys. Hi, everybody. I'm Cindy Montano, a full-stack software developer. And to support all these functionalities, FitFound has been powered by sophisticated and cutting-edge technologies. The heart of FitFound is built with Node.js and Express, which together provide robust and scalable backend, simplifying the creation of APIs and server-side logic handling. In addition, we integrated some other cloud-based technologies such as MongoDB and Supabase for data storage and Firestore for user authentication. On the front end, we are using React for its component-based architecture and rendering capabilities. Yeah? And to harness the power of React, we implemented some other technologies such as Recharge and OCR Space. We implemented Gemini, with which we implemented some AI-driven functionalities, and we use Material UI to apply consistent and responsive design. Finally, we use GitHub for collaboration and versioning. We use some other technologies, however, these are the most remarkable ones. Thank you. So please, with the design.
Let's walk through the design process that shaped the visual and functional identity of the FitFound. We adopted a modern type system, Montserrat for the headings and Fig Tree for the body text. This ensured the consistency and readability throughout our platform. We use the primary color palette that is based on the shades of blue, representing trust, clarity, and professionalism. We also designed the buttons for both mobile and the desktop, ensuring the visual feedback and accessibility. We built a full UI kit of standardized components, including search bar, filters, text field, logos, and forms. These slides show how our design is actually implemented in our actual interface. You can see the wireframes that help us to define the layout hierarchy and user flow logics. Moving to the center and right, you can see the transition to the high fidelity mockups. Together, our design reflect our commitment to a clean, user-centric, and data-enhanced interface. Moving to the Cindy.
Thanks, Sue. Our business model aims to guarantee the access for every kind of business, from small to large companies. For that reason, FitFound offers 3 affordable plans which are distinguished just by the amount of candidate searches and invitations. So every user can leverage the full functionalities regardless the subscribe plan. Thanks again. Keep things with our future vision.
We're taking FitFound beyond the job matching platform. Here is what coming next. First one is integration with the LinkedIn. We're gonna integrate our platform with the LinkedIn so that we can fetch the personal and professional details of the candidate. Secondly, we're gonna recommend them courses based on the skill gaps they have so that they can level up their knowledge. And finally, we are implementing interview scheduler within our app so that the employers doesn't have to juggle around the platforms. So that concludes our presentation. Here is a QR code. You are welcome to scan it and see our demo live. Moreover, connect with us. Thanks for your time and consideration. Thank you.
Thank you, team. Feedback from our panelists, please.
Hi team. So I have like a couple of questions. So how are you guys extracting the data from a resume? Because multiple resume have different structure and they have like different labels. So how are you making sure that this label is for this particular input field?
So currently we are using OCR space for this purposes, and moreover as a fallback we have Gemini, which if it's not gonna be scanned by OCR API, that free API, then it's gonna be moved back to the Gemini, and Gemini can extract any type of information, any type of resume.
Okay, and when a user wants to apply for a job role, so the user can only select one job role. There must be the field where user can select, like as a developer, I want to apply for front-end developer, back-end developer, or full stack developer.
We have discussed this thing, but then we experienced that a person have like experience in certain field, so that's why we push them to like select only the one role they want to select.
Okay, and like one more thing. So when a HR or when a recruiting person wants to search for a candidate, so let's suppose I'm looking for a candidate having like 5 years of experience, and you are searching for that candidate. Like how are you doing the ranking for the candidates for the search?
So when you are writing job description, so you will be mentioning how many of experience you want. So with we are passing the work history of the candidate. We are just not passing any personal information or anything to the Gemini. So they are mapping all the things and then giving the result back based on the work experience and everything and the job description.
So your searching is based on Gemini, right?
Yes, right now we are doing that.
18, congrats. I noticed you have only one designer, is that right?
Yes.
Congrats. Yeah, a couple of things I noted down here. Is that a safe process while the candidate is filling the process to be apply for a job, and there's like a stepper? Is that a way to save the step like in the middle?
Yeah, like in each step, we are calling API and the data has been thrown to the backend.
Mm-hmm.
So in between process, if you're not feeling comfortable or filling all the information, you can come back and the process will resume on to the where you have left.
Awesome. Yeah, it's really important to save because it's really cumbersome, right? To fill everything and then when you go back. Yeah. Another thing is I noticed, like you mentioned that you're using material design for the icons, right? And I saw some emojis and some colorful other icons. So just pay attention. Everything is consistent. It's like looking the same and same visual consistency. And I know you have like only Shubham, right, as a designer. I don't know if I spell your your name right, but yeah, a lot of time constraints on that. I have a final thing. The pizza pies, sorry, not pizza pies. The pizza charts, pie charts. Be careful. Yeah, I'm thinking a lot about pizza. Be extra careful by mixing green and red when you don't have legends, right? Because colorblind people can't see the difference between the slices. So yeah, just choose another color palette or put the reference number there. Okay. Thank you.
All right, great job, team, first of all, and I really love the problem statement you guys picked, so great job on that as well. Just one question or just a point of feedback. I noticed you guys used 2 sans serif typefaces. So I wanted to know what was the thinking behind it. Why did you do that?
For the more clarity in the interface so that the user does not face any difficulty in reading the content.
Okay, but just a suggestion, since those 2 typefaces are pretty similar. So going ahead, you mostly need 90% of the time you just need one typeface. If you add more, you're just making things complicated, not just for yourself, but also for developers in order to maintain consistency when the platform grows or when the team grows. So that's something to keep in mind. And one thing I noticed on the dashboard was that there was a section called new suggestions where you can add new skills. So to improve that feature, you could really add why people should add the suggestion. Like, hey, we noticed you have these skills. If you add these ones, you may get 50% more chances of getting seen. So you have to nudge users to actually use those features. So, but overall, great job and really like the app. Thank you.
Thanks. Well, I think we are on a time constraint right now, but just simple feedback. Well done, guys. I know you're a big team of developers. You all put your bids in there, and it shows. I just wanted to ask, how do you handle notifications? I saw that when basically there's a notification, the whole app refreshes. I don't know if you're using sockets or what sort of technology is behind the notifications. And keep in mind that if you are actually refreshing the page, you could be doing something else, and obviously it's going to be refreshed and you're going to lose whatever you're doing. And I don't know if you're actually saving things while you're actually typing, or there's an action that you actually need to submit the form to save. So you can answer that. Thank you. Can you let him answer first? Oh, sorry. There was a question.
So on the front end, we are using Rect Toastify, and we are storing the notifications in our backend in our MongoDB. So that's.
Like how is getting.
Okay. Congratulations for finishing the project. Your team is smaller, so it's way crazier, and only one designer doing everything is a lot. I just have a commentary on your design. You try to add more contrast between different actions. You were using same color for all the buttons, even when they were like different actions in the same space. So yeah, you need contrast to differentiate them. And that's it. Yeah. Thank you. Nice work.
Thank you, panel. Thank you very much. All right. Just for a time, we're going to move on to the next team. But if you have questions and comments, find the team afterwards, grill them, whatever it is you have to do, and then they'll be happy to answer. So our last team, Cubie. Going to invite Cubie to come to the front. Education space. Oh, did they get a clap? They get a clap. That's nice. This is kind of fun to see because us instructors are always using Brightspace or D2L or whatever it's going to be called wherever we work. And it's nice to see the contrast of how would this approach be done from new eyes, a new kind of approach for a different kind of schooling system. So please go ahead when you're ready.
Hello again. We are the final presenters. So thank you for sticking with us until the end. So after this, after the next 15 minutes, you can go home and relax. Okay. My name is Naomi Fuji. I'm a project manager and a full-stack developer for this project. So first, let me introduce my wonderful team members. Here, Rio, tech lead, and Francisco, and Semi. Those are the wonderful full-stack developer. And there's Poppy, design lead, and Terrace over there, and Cyril. Those three are outstanding UI and UX designers. Today, we are super excited to introduce our application, Cubie, a next-generation powerful learning management platform for elementary school students, teachers, and parents in Lower Mainland of Vancouver. In Cubie, we strongly and deeply believe that learning should be fun, and children naturally process a sense of wonder and excitement and boundless curiosity when exploring an idea. That means they love learning something new, and it's a beautiful part of human nature. Then we all know that all teachers and every parent has the same goals to nurture and encourage those innate desire to learn. However, current learning system has some challenges. Today, students rely on the combination of Microsoft Teams and physical agenda books and scattered materials. The setup is simply how to manage daily homework and the project. For teachers, it lacks functionality and integration of all-in-one platform. It because wasn't created with their needs in mind. For busy parents, helping their child's daily homework is tough enough, yet they are required to sign in with their children's account. Imagine if you have 3 kids, you have to log in 3 times to check up their homework and progress. That is why we created Cubie, to simplify, support, and inspire every single part of the learning process. Now I'm going to pass it to Semi.
Thank you, Naomi. By taking all these challenges into consideration, we have shaped our features. In Cubie, we do have 3 different types of user profile: teacher, student, and their parents. So teachers can set course contents as well as assign homeworks to students. And once students done with their homework, they can submit and can be graded. And also, all these metrics are available on Cubie as visuals. And lastly, we have AI-powered system for students to get practice with their courses. Even though we have large scale of competitors, Cubie is differentiating from them with children-friendly interface and also AI-powered practice system. Our gamified badges, children-friendly interface, role-play homepage, AI practice is making us different than our competitors. And lastly, Cubie is 100% aligned with the BC grading rubric. So for the demo part, I'm heading over to Rio.
David, let's start our demo. Cubie has 3 different homepages for teachers, students, and parents. Let's start Access Teachers homepage at first. Users log in with school email address. After login, on the dashboard, you will see the homework progress, attendance summary, and pie chart. This describes the core competency scores. And if you get the more detailed data, you will see the grade distribution for each subject. Next, I will explain about course editor feature. This is the iteration between teachers and students. The left side shows the teacher's homepage, and the right side shows the student's homepage. Let's create a new homework. Click the Homework tab and press Create button. Enter the title, instructions, and set the due date and time. And choose select the week and put the attachment files. And teacher can set the rubric and choose core competencies relevant to the homework content here. After preview, press create button, the creation of the homework was finished. Let's check the homework on the student's homepage. Inside, at the homeworks tab, there's two sections, ongoing and submitted. That one is just created. Let's click on it. Then students can read homework description and download the file. Then students can upload edited file from here. Press the submit button. Submission was done. Let's go back to the teacher's homepage for grade homework. See, the number of submission is now 1. Let's click the title of homework. This is the submission list by students. There's Ivan's homework in here. Let's click on it. This page is evaluation. Teacher can put the core competency scores viewing the submission file and put assignment scores for overall grade and feedback. Press the save button. The evaluation was finished. Then go back to the student's homepage again. Let's check the homework submitted list. See, the grade is in it. To see the detail of the feedback, yep, this page will show that. By the way, the Ivan's score is not very good, right? We have a great feature for grade improvement. Let's have Francisco, who is outstanding developer, explain AI feature.
Thank you, Liu. Let's dive into the AI practice feature. As mentioned earlier, teachers will input the content of each week for every subject, and then AI will generate questions based on students' age, the subject, and the content provided. Let's give, oh, it's finished. Okay. And for each question, students will have 2 chances to answer, and there will be a score for self-assessment. We want our students to learn something from the questions, so the core concept of the questions is always on the back of the card. Now let's quickly go through these questions. Okay, 40%, that's good. Okay, now let's move on to the calendar. Students always forget to tell their parents when and what an event will take place. Calendar systems can perfectly solve this problem. Teachers can select the months by clicking the arrows and create an event by clicking the day block. After an event is created, teachers can make it visible for parents. Oh, now it's not visible. Teacher can make it visible for parents, and parents will get the notification at the same time. Okay, next, the chat function. Finding a safe chat for children is not an easy task, so we built one. Teachers can create chat rooms and invite students and other teachers to join. Of course, the basic functions such as adding or removing people are also available. Let's say teacher type 10 homeworks and then submit. As we all know, students are too young to distinguish the bad words. One of the students is dissatisfied and replies, "What the hell?" Yeah. Thanks to our language filter, the bad words now become, "I love my mommy." And now is the time for manners education. Teachers can then use the search functions to find who say bad things and correct them. Okay. Now, please look at the colorful badges up there. Kids love them. To earn each badge, students need to meet different requirements such as all homework submitted on time or for perfect attendance for 1 week. Our versatile apps also include announcements, attendance, profile settings, timetable, contact teacher, and more. Due to the time limit, we can't go through all of them. Please visit our landing page by scanning the QR code at the end of the slide to learn more.
I'm going to explain about the tech stack. Cubie's foundation is built on the robust tech stack. For the front end, we use React to create intuitive and highly responsive user interface. And this enables interactive content exchange between teachers and students, and it allows dynamic visualization of the students' performance data. The backend leverages Node.js with Express for high performance and a scalable server, and with Socket.io for real-time chat function and notification. And we additionally integrated Gemini AI for innovative learning experience, and we used Figma, Illustrator, Photoshop for creation of the prototype and components, Slack and Jira for project management. Next, a wonderful designer, Poppy, will explain design aspects.
Thank you, Rio. Since our users range from young children to adults, so we wanted to make sure that our design worked for both. So we aim for something that is clean and professional for adults, yet fun and friendly for children. So that's what we consider while designing Cubie. For our logo, we are inspired by the cube shape from the name Cubie, and we tweaked the shape so it looks like a building block and a toy so that it captures both learning and fun at the same time. And for typography, we chose Fig Tree for its legibility. And for colors, we chose blue as our main color because it is one of the most liked colors among children. And moving on to our UI kit, to make our overall interface clean and approachable, we built our UI around soft and round shapes. Moving on to our UX design process, we started off by conducting UX research and interview with the real users. Special thanks to students, teachers, and parents from Annie B. Jamison Elementary, Sir John Franklin Elementary, and Charles Kingford Smith Elementary. And then we moved on to the ideate phase. We used that insight to identify their key challenges and design the flow and feature that address their pain points. And then we start wireframing and prototyping. And here is the examples of our wireframes and our high-fidelity mockups. And then our last step is testing and refinement. During our usability testing, we receive a lot of positive feedback. Many describe Cubie as more fun and intuitive than the tool they currently use. And many students took less navigation time. And from here, I will hand it over to Terence.
Thank you, Poppy. We mainly have two types of annual subscription plan for the elementary school who are interested in our platform. The schools can use our Cubie cloud server to enjoy our service, while they can also use their own school servers with a better price. We also offer a premium plan that includes the AI Smart Practice feature. In the future, first, we will provide more customized features for parents and teachers, such as the advanced course management and the AI Smart Practice management. Second, we also take extremely care of the students' part. So we will provide an advanced content safety filter on the group chat feature to give a better protection to the students on the chat violations. We also add features such as avatar customization and the achievement system for the student to increase their interest on using our system.
Hey everyone. So now I believe that you all grasp the concept of Cubie. However, because of the time limitation, we couldn't explain all of our features that we implemented. So please take out your phone and scan the QR code So we implemented so many videos that explains the features that we couldn't explain here. So please go through the landing page and learn about Cubie. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, team. To our panelists, please feedback.
Yeah, well done. Nice job. I'm gonna talk mostly about the design. I like the presentation. It was really clean, easy to understand. The design was good too, but there's still some room for improvement. So try to use better the white space between the modules that you have in the management side, because the different modules that you have or sections were kind of too close to each other, and you have enough space just to have more padding, like white space between them. I was thinking about the kids downloading material. It seems like you're targeting very young people, and I don't know if they are going to handle downloads well. Maybe not for the school, but if you plan to run this, I should include, I'd include way to fill those materials in the same platform and not having to download nothing. Like if you provide some sort of canvas or something where the kids can draw or answer, that would be nice. The navbar in the parents and instructor side of the platform was kind of cluttered. The wording, the labels for the icons were going right to the borders, and that looks a bit weird. And you can improve that. It's not that bad, but yeah. Oh, really? But on the right side, look the same. Yeah, so. The projection cuts a bit of the. Okay. Yeah. The kids. Oh yeah. Can I see? Is Cubie? Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, this one. This one, for example, announcement. You can use different ways to communicate the same thing. You could use a tooltip instead, or reposition stuff. But yeah, it's just a detail. The kids platform, it's so nice. It's so playful. I like it. I think it will work well. Maybe the previews and next buttons were kind of hidden, and you can like make them more visible, because I don't know if the kids will understand that those are actions. And yeah, you had something particular that caught my attention. Then there was a multiple selection, and you were using radio buttons. Those radios are for single selection. Then you can replace them with checkbox, and that's it. Other than that, it's very good. Yeah, congratulations.
Well done, guys. It really shows that you put a lot of effort into this. There's loads of features in just 10 weeks, so great job you have done there. I mean, you almost developed Brightspace in 10 weeks, so that is a very good thing to do. I just have a little question. I mean, the site or the app is going to have a lot of files, especially like big files with PDFs, homeworks. Then if the guys at home are scanning their as images, that's going to increase exponentially the size of the files that are going to be uploaded. So how are you handling, or how are you planning on handling the storage behind the app itself?
Actually, I haven't explained about external file storage. We are using the Amazon AWS 3. It has the, how can I say, infinity data storage services. So we can add millions data inside it. And it, how to say, it stands on the scalable foundation. So that, how can I say, our applications policy matched to the AWS 3. So we chose that. Does it? Did I correct you?
Yep, absolutely. Thanks.
All right, great job, team, first of all. And just a few points of feedback. I think the feedback mechanism on the AI practice, when a student gets a right or wrong answer, I think that can be drastically improved. Right now, it was difficult to figure out which was the right answer or wrong answer. You just use text like correct or incorrect, but I think that could have been visually improved. Other thing was contrast issue on the child dashboard. So I think those cards had different colors with black text, and that text was very small, and also black was not matching, like meeting the accessibility standards. So that's something to keep in mind. And one thing you need to keep in mind is scalability. I saw you had 3 badges on top left of child dashboard. And what if there will be 100 badges in the future when the app grows? So how do you plan to take care of that? So you have to think that from the very beginning. So yeah, overall great job.
Cubie, I feel you're ready to go to market. I don't know. So many features. I mean it. And I love the way you did the dashboards. I have a small suggestion for it. It would be amazing for teachers if they could see insights like annotations, so like data-driven insights, like, oh, do you know that students are, I don't know, going more often in this month here, or they're doing better in this particular thing here? These are amazing, and it will be a good thing to add. And also, I like the way you use the color palette, and I'm wearing it in my nails, in my clothes. but I can see that you're actually using the accent color for the accent button, and that's really consistent. All the illustrations are really consistent. And again, pie charts. And I saw that you did a great distribution in a donut chart, and there's the numbers there. And on the pie charts, you're doing a lot of pie charts all together. And I believe you're relying on hover to see the values, right? So when I have a lot of graphs together, it's good to see their numbers, because I can lost track of the numbers when I'm comparing. So if the intention is comparing, and then you just should put all the numbers there. Great job, congratulations. And I'm glad to see that you're a big team, but you keep the bar high as well. So yeah, thank you for showing all your progress, yeah.
Hi team. Congratulations. I really like your project idea, especially the AI practice session quiz that you guys did. So one feedback from my side, when you're generating the AI quiz, so are you storing those data in your database, or every time you're hitting the Gemini API and getting the data from the AI instead of your database?
Every time will be a new set of questions generated by AI. We thought about store the questions into our database, but the data will be cumulative, and sometimes it will go too much for the database, since we are using the free version of the database. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, team. Thank you, panel, as well. Very helpful. Again, let's give it up a hand for our panel and the team. Cubie, very good work. All right, that is the last presentation. I've got a few final slides to go over, but huge amount of work, everybody, all students involved, all faculty involved, of course, as well. It's been every term is always a huge amount of work, and it's always great to have these events to celebrate that, to see all the work come together. All right. Now, let's see here. So, just as a reminder, there is some pamphlets. You can always grab them on the side here to see their websites, get more insight into the work that was actually done. Again, I would encourage you to download their proposals. The proposals really give a better view into all the research, all the work that was done throughout those 10 weeks. So their websites are also here, but you can find it on their, or maybe not. Technology. There we go. So you can find it on their handouts as well. Those are there for free for everybody to take home. If you do have one of the booklets for the projects, please give them back to the students. That belongs to the students. But you can always speak to them, network with them after this event wraps up, and then learn more about them and their projects. We'd like to give a reminder that next week we do have our capstone. There are 2 ways to view the capstone. You can come in person. It's always nicer to come in person, meet them in person. But you can also attend it virtually should that not be possible. I'll leave these up just for a moment, but after the event, if you need to try and get access to either of these registrations, I believe the in-person is almost fullish. Do you remember? Valentina, I think in person is nearly full, but just fill it up. Let's see if we can hit the fire code. We'll see what happens. It'll be fine. But if not, come to the virtual one. It's always really great to see what the capstone students do. There's a few of them here with us today. Very cool projects, like I said, similar to Project 2, a little something for everybody. Very, very diverse, and it's always great to see some community-based projects as well, like we had today. As we saw this morning, who doesn't like some free money? Free money is always nice. If you know someone that is interested in the program, there is some incentive there. So leave that up if you want to scan the code. If you need more time for the code, then come see me afterwards. I can always share this with you personally. No problem. We'll make sure this is available online for you as well. But yeah, free money is always a nice little thing there. All right, and that's it. That wraps us up for today. I want to thank everybody. Yeah, there we go. We'll give them all applause. Wow. Students, faculty, everybody involved, Valentina behind the camera, all of our IAs and our instructors that are around. I'll leave this up on the screen for a little bit. Please mingle, please talk with the students. That wraps us up for today. Thank you again for coming to Project 2. We'll see you at Capstone, hopefully. Thank you.